3.
Okay, how we found Nico was there was a little video put up on Facebook because I had actually been looking at their website and I seen his picture and just overlooked him, and then put the video up and he was a bit mad but lovely, and that's why we went to go and have a look at him, because he was going mad in the video.
And then I think it was the calmness too when we went up and looked at him.
Yeah.
It was the calmness. He wasn't jumping. From when we seen the video, he loved his toys and stuff. And then when we went up to visit him in the dog's trust, he was so calm. And I think that's what really attracted us to him. And he's been such.
He's just the best dog ever in the house. We love him to bits. He rules the place. He's in charge.
He's a lush for love.
Yeah.
It just wants to be petted, and he's really, really good with anyone, because my son would bring loads of friends in and he's just good with them all, and he just loves the attention he gets. And like, we had all good intentions, so he wasn't going to be on the sofa and he wasn't doing this. He's doing everything. And why? Yes.
He's great. Now we knew we had issues, but it wasn't the issue. The main issue for us was that we just treat him well and treat him with kindness and make him feel comfortable. I think he's adapted very quick. He's very calm. He stays in the house 24/7. Sleeps here. The greeting in the morning is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just he's just the best thing ever, and I would never, because I've had dogs all my life from when I was a child, and I've had them from puppies. I always get a rescue dog now. It's just, and he is, and I know I shouldn't say it, I've loved him more than I've ever loved any other dog. Maybe because he has issues, I don't know, but he's just the best.
Hiya, I'm Josephine McDade.
I'm Richard. We've trapped since April this year. I think probably was his backstory. We had a Bichon previously, and we lost her in February. And then we just saw him, and it just was his backstory, and we just thought that we could give him a home.
Because I certainly wasn't looking for a dog that shedded.
No.
Immediately.
Yes, yeah. I think he had a rough maybe first 2 nights.
Somebody.
He guards the house very well.
Great God, dog.
Like, he's a good source of comfort. Fun. He has some odd quirks still. He's entertaining. Television was new to him. That was great actually to see. It was his first time he ever saw TV. He was transfixed by it.
And it's still quite difficult to get the lead on. He clearly was not used to a lead. Collar on the lead.
Yeah. He still plays the game where he runs to the door. He knows he's going for a walk, but he runs to the door. And then you have to then wrestle him. But he gives in eventually. Yes, he has his own bed. His luggage shut. Yeah, the first 2 nights we had him down here and he didn't like it. And then he gradually made his way up, so now he's on our floor in his bed, our room.
He really sometimes does sleep in the bed.
On top of the bed.
The bed beside.
Don't you?
Everywhere, all round.
We have certain circuits that we do with him. There are some times that he tries to indicate where he wants to go, and it may not be convenient for us because maybe it's wet or it's mucky. But yeah, there's circuits around, and we also take him up to Lloyd Park, and he gets a good walk around there as well.
And new Kong toys.
Toys, yeah.
Toys and treats.
Oh, treats big time, but toys, yes. He can spend minutes ripping a toy apart.
A lifetime toy.
So he loves his toys and his treats.
Don't you, boy?
Okay, so happy Christmas to everybody at Dog's Trust, and thanks for Trap.
Thank you for Trap.
My name is Juan. I am originally from Madrid, but I arrived to Ireland in 1999, and I've been all over the country a little bit. That's it. And now I am Papa's best friend. Well, it was mainly my wife. She wanted to adopt a dog, and at the beginning I was a little bit like no, because we live in an apartment, and because of my previous experience with dogs, I had them, and I really love to give them as much as I can. So I prefer to give them more freedom, so to say. But she was insisting, we need a dog, I want a dog. So finally I said, okay, we'll go to Adopters.This. And as soon as I went, I saw Papa's picture and I fell in love. So it was just him or no other dog. And then suddenly we went and see him, and he was so, I don't know, even though he's so big, he was so calm, and that's the reason why I really wanted to, to get him. And that's it. She preferred initially a smaller dog. She saw Toffee, and she was very nice, but I thought that she was a bit nervous, and Papa was so calm, so I thought that no, this is the dog for us, and that's it. So we went, we saw him, we went another couple of times, and then he came with one of the caretakers, and it was amazing. So from day one I knew that he was the one. It was like a love at first sight. Yeah, well, it's awesome, really. Like from the beginning, he came, he found his place. He really loves the area, the house. We have a big yard here, so he gets plenty of exercise, and now he has some doggy friends around, and he gets to play a lot. We bring him to the beach, and I go cycling with him, and he really likes the cycling. At the beginning he was a bit fixated on the front wheel, but now he's just loving it, and he gets his pace slow. We go slowly, and he loves it. He really loves cycling with me. Well, I think that he's so intelligent and he's so sensible, and if we are here, he doesn't bother you from the beginning. I told him that we're not gonna feed you from the table, and so he comes and he waits, and until he gets his food, or sometimes we feed him first, and then we tell him, well, you have no excuse, you cannot get more food, you had your food, that's it. And then he comes and he bothers us, but I say, do I bother you when you are eating? No, so go away. And he's very, very extremely clever. Then if he wants something, he comes, he pauses, and and it's just like a big teddy bear. He's always looking forward to play and eat, and and he's such a good friend, really. And we would like to wish you a Merry Christmas to everybody, and in Spanish, Feliz Navidad. The other one? Goodbye. Who's your good boy? Hey, Papi. Some of your pop. Yeah, who's a good boy? Right?
Hi, my name is Claire, and this is Ralph, our Dutch Shepherd that we got from the Dogs Trust in February of this year. Ralph is a Dutch Shepherd, and when we got him he was a bit of a live wire, didn't like cars very much, which made walking very tricky, and was very bouncy. But with a lot of training, a lot of patience, as you can see, he's now a nice calm dog. He's just been for a run in the woods. So he's absolutely pooped at the moment. He is a bit of a celebrity in Limerick, not going to lie. People are either afraid of him or they love him, but most people love him, and it's very unusual if we don't get stopped at least twice when we're out. He's actually snoring. At least twice when we're out with him, people asking questions because they just absolutely love the look of him. He is a very unusual dog. What else about Ralph? He has a great personality. He's very friendly. He loves playing ball. If he's out in a park and you have a ball in your hand, he doesn't care what else is going on around him. He will chase that ball until he pans out on the ground. And he's come on in leaps and bounds since we got him. So I would definitely recommend taking a visit to the Dogs Trust in Dublin and rehoming a dog.
I'm Barbara Clinton, and
I'm Nerily Kappa, and we adopted Bruno.
we adopted Bruno. We started going to see him about this time last year,
Yeah.
actually.
We're nearly on our anniversary,
Yeah.
aren't we? But we really think that Bruno adopted us.
Yeah.
Well, we went up one day and we looked at lots of dogs, puppies, and we kept going back to Bruno. So we were up there for hours, I think, on the first day talking to people, and we had been told that there were a whole lot of things that we had to take into consideration about Bruno and his particular needs, because he had been very well looked after by his owner, but he had had a huge loss, and he'd had a huge kind of loss around not having his owner in his life, but also having had his owner die and being trapped, really. And we knew that if we went away, and because I'm from New Zealand, we knew that we would be going to New Zealand, we would have to have people who could look after him in our home, that it couldn't be that he could just go off to somebody else's place. We knew that we had to kind of like have some training around how we would be with him. So we gave it quite a lot of consideration, and we had a friend who came over and we had a big chat with a friend, and we visited Bruno 16 times. And on the 16th visit up to the Dogs Trust, he sat down and he was still kind of like soothing himself, so licking his paws and all of that kind of thing. But it was like he had decided, I will give this a go. And I think maybe we just go, we're very lucky. We have this very courageous dog, and he is just fabulous. He's just such a big-hearted dog, and he just wants to please us.
Yeah, and he's got his own character. He's got a great character, and sometimes he's really lively and young. Sometimes it's really hard to believe that he's 10 or 12 years old, and he's flying around the place, and then sometimes he's just chilled out, and you know he's an older dog, and he has to be looked after as an older dog with all his kind of medical needs and his health needs, and that's why we take him to hydrotherapy. We do that for his arthritis, and the vets up in Clontarf in Any Care look after him really well. John up there looks after him really, really well, and he really likes him. He lets him do the things he doesn't like other people doing, like look in his ear and look in his mouth, and the injections. He's very good about all of that, and he's never had a bother going up there. He's always been really good. He had to do an overnight once, because he just got very sick and he had to go in overnight, but it's always been a friendly kind of place for him, and he's not worried about it. So that's great. But I think the first time I saw Bruno, I just thought he's just a beautiful dog. He had just a lovely, engaging way with him. And sometimes you would go to see him in his little kennel, and he wouldn't come out to see you at all. He would sit maybe with his back to you. He just couldn't be bothered with you on that day. But at other times he would just come and sit and just be really, really engaging. And it was, I think Nerily is right, in a way he kind of chose us. But we really, really wanted him to come and live with us. And that's why we did the 16 visits, because I think people in Dogs Trust knew that it would be good to establish some kind of relationship with him before him coming home.
So 16 visits, then 4 home visits, and then he was coming on an overnight, and myself and Barbara said to each other, there's no way he's going back to Dogs Trust. He was coming for an overnight, but he wasn't going back. That really was our thing, that we just felt he needed a home. And we knew, because he'd been in Dogs Trust for such a long time, so he was up with Dogs Trust for 3.5 years, and you had all looked after him really well, and it was one of our questions, is he in like a kind of an old dog's home, and is he okay? And everybody said to us, no, he needs a home, And we wanted an older dog. That was part of our motivation. We wanted a dog where maybe they needed somewhere to go for the end of their life, and to feel that they had landed on their paws. And we hope Bruno feels that he's landed on his paws. Don't we, mister?
Oh, we thought he might live to be 25. So we'll probably be at both our funerals.
Yeah, you might be there going, great, mightn't you?
Yes, so much. Okay, let's go.
And he's like a teenager after he's done the hydrotherapy, aren't you, mister?
Yeah,
Like a
an
teenager.
antisocial scratch.
Yeah. So, yeah. But it's very nice. Like we wake up in the morning to the little tippy-tappy feet, and we've got the baby gate up because it's not good for him to go up the stairs, really, because he has no brakes. So coming back down again, he's like a catapult, aren't you? And it all just happens a bit fast, and it's not good for your legs, is it? So we come down and there's this big waggy tail kind of going, and then we have a bit of a smooch and we sing a little song. So we sing You Are My Bruno to the tune of You Are My Sunshine, don't we? Yes we do, yes we do.
Yeah, I definitely wish everybody at Dogs Trust a very happy Christmas, and just to say a very, very big thank you to everybody, people who were there when we were going up to see him, people like Claire and John and Andy. And
yeah.
Who came out here with him the first time? Steve, but also just gone blank. Elaine.
And Sabrina has
been absolutely fantastic with him.
And Lindsay, because we wouldn't have met Lindsay And I suppose also, look, I think about when we went back up, we were kind of thinking, oh, we can't manage this. And I remember us saying to Andy, we don't know how we'd wash him. And he was kind of like, okay, that's the least of your problems. And he looks beautiful, but we don't really wash him. He's kind of actually as he is.
Yeah, actually Gareth shampooed him last week.
Yeah, that's at the hydrotherapy.
He has a lovely coat. His coat is just naturally really nice and oily. And I think probably the JD kind of helps with that.
And we are learning all the time as well, so we don't always get it perfectly right, and he sometimes is looking to us to give a direction and we don't always get it perfectly right, but that's okay. I think that we kind of go, okay, this isn't always going to be easy, but it's the best thing we ever did.
Yeah, and we've had to learn a lot about Bruno. We have had to learn that the door thing is a huge issue for him, and it's a real issue, and he will try to stop you going out. He does a lot of resource guarding, so if he gets something, you just leave it with him, or you give him something else. And so we learned all of that going along with him, and so we just kind of tried to do our best. We go out for 3 walks a day, and he knows everybody in the neighbourhood. All the dogs know him, and all of the dog owners know him.
Yeah, he gives out to all the dogs. You're a grumpy old man, aren't you? You give out to all the dogs.
Well, we think that he wears a muzzle when he's out, so we think the muzzle and the lead just make him a little bit more.
Even the big dogs that would eat you for breakfast.
The bigger dogs that come.
So
there she is. There she is. There she is. Happy-go-lucky, isn't that right, Amber? Enjoying herself? So here's her space out. Here's her outside kennel. Isn't that right, Amber? And come on in. Come on. There she is, isn't it great? Look how lively. And there she is looking for some treats. And there's her TV bed there. There's her heat daytime bed. Come on, show them where you go to bed at night. Come on. Go downstairs. Come on, downstairs. Down. No, we're going down. There you go, go on. And here's where she sleeps at night. Oh, in the warm. You like it here, don't you? Oh, yeah. You know I'm talking about you, don't you? Don't you? Yeah. Still talking to herself as usual. What? Say hello to everyone. Say hello to everyone. Amber, say hello to everyone in Dogs Trust. Good girl. Yeah. You be a good girl? Good girl.
Hi, I'm Gavin, and myself and my partner Susan, we adopted Jupiter here from the Dogs Trust, and we've had her for about 3 months now. So actually Susan went online and was having a look through, and I came home one day and she sent me a picture on WhatsApp of a dog, and I was like, what's this dog that you've sent me? She said, oh, you know, how do you think about adopting a dog? And I was like, well, I'd love to, because I grew up with dogs. She didn't, and so she's wanted one basically all her life and never been able to have one since we moved into our new house. she had been secretly roaming the Dogs Trust website looking, and she found Jupiter, and I think she fell in love immediately, even on a picture. And then when we went down to the Dogs Trust, we saw her, and we both fell in love straight away as well, I think, even though she was just a complete nutter running around and paid absolutely no attention to us at all when we first met her. We decided that she was the one, yeah. She's doing absolutely amazing. Since it took maybe sort of 3 or 4 days for her to really sort of calm right down since we had her here, and then she just settled in so well. She just loves bobbing around the garden, and she gets spoiled rotten, and we give her loads of attention and everything. I think she can want. So she seems very happy and very chilled, as you can see. She's not even remotely bothered by any of her film star. So she's doing absolutely amazing, and I think she quite likes us as well. We were told when we got her that we need to be very careful with her around new people and particularly children, and we do you want to pause or do you want around children in particular, and Susan's got a couple of nieces, and we gradually introduced them, and she has not been one problem with anyone. She couldn't give. The only thing she's interested in is birds. She's not interested in people whatsoever. So around new people, she and a couple of friends of ours, they actually do some dog sitting and take dogs into their flat for when people go away, and they have a continuous stream of new dogs coming through, and a couple of times she's been out on walks with them, and actually a couple of other Dogs Trust dogs have been there. I think it was Isaac, who's a big lurcher. Would that make any sense? Or yeah? So she's been out on a couple of walks with him, and she's absolutely grand with other people and other dogs and everything, so he doesn't got a bother on her really. Very happy Christmas, everyone, from myself and Susan. Thank you for looking after Jupiter so well for such a long time. I know she was in there for longer than probably you would have ever wanted to be, but she's now, I think, in a very happy place, and she's got a good forever home now.
Hi.
Very good now. She's gotten over our nerves and anxiety when we first got her. Very laid back. She does her own thing. She's not all over us. She likes to go out and explore the garden.
She's really good with putting all of her gear on, her harness and her muzzle and everything. We forced got her. Every time we put her into the car, she shook. Now she just jumps into the car, wondering where we're going.
Love you.
All she does is chill around the house all day. She'd probably sleep for 18 hours if we let her. She's so good. When we first got the chickens, she didn't know what was happening. And she thought she had us all to herself. And then we bring in 6 other little chickies, and now she breaks up their fights, don't you? Was a bit afraid of other people, but now as soon as she sees someone new, she's sniffing them and looking for rubs.
Perfect. perfect dog, exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah.
Ticks all the boxes. Very quiet, very peaceful.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I rehomed Max about 2 months ago. He's settling in really well, as you can see. He's been all over the place. One of his favourite places up at my friend's house up in Northern Ireland. There's 3 acres of land and there's a field that is dedicated more or less just for him now. And he'll go up and he runs round and he has loads of fun. His favourite sports now is football. We get onto the field and he will literally sit at my feet waiting for me to get the ball out of my pocket so we can have a run around and play catch and all the fun stuff like that. His favourite sleeping position is on the bed. A couple of weeks ago there was this almighty clatter as he fell off the bed. We both bolted up and I was staring at him and he was just looking at me with his backside on the floor, front paws on the bed, and he was just looking at me as if to say, "What happened?" Can't think of anything else to say really, so Merry Christmas everybody.
When Pepper came to Dogs Trust first, we were told he was 16. He had to be completely shaved because his fur was so matted, and his teeth were really bad. He had to undergo surgery for a tumour that he had, and he had really bad arthritis. Unfortunately, the arthritis has gotten worse, but he's improved on all other fronts. In the early days, he used to watch television as if he'd never seen it before, but now he gets bored when we watch television, so he goes around the room knocking stuff over. He actually pulled that lamp down on my sister one time. We have to be really patient with Pepper because he's so deaf that he can't hear where you are, so he gets really upset when he can't see everyone. So if 5 of us are sitting down to dinner and one person gets up, even to go to the toilet, he'll kick up a fuss.
Pepper, she only went to the loo.
He has a funny way of communicating. He likes to knock things over to get our attention. So if he wants to go out the back, he'll knock over the big sweeping brush. If we sit down to have our dinner and we're not giving him enough attention, he will knock over his noisy metal dinner bowls. He also hits people when they stop rubbing him to get more attention. I think Pepper and my dad have really bonded, being the only 2 males in the house. Pepper's like Dad's shadow. They like to hang out at the bottom of the garden in their man shed. He's found a spot in the kitchen where he can see all 3 doors because he can't hear where anyone is, so he likes to be looking at them all the time. But he's under my mum's feet, which drives her crazy, and he also blocks an entire cupboard. Dogs Trust have been really supportive. Pepper loves going back there for his injections, and all the staff make a great fuss of him. I think Dogs Trust are great for seeing the potential for such a lovely pet under all that matted fur, and despite all his quirks, you can't help but love him. Happy Christmas and a big thank you from Pepper to everyone in Dogs Trust.
Hi there guys, I'm Francesca, and this big guy at the back here is Chancer, and this little guy at the front is Wyatt. I'm sure a lot of you in Dogs Trust remember Wyatt. He's a very scared little doggy. Just to let you know, he's getting so much better. Chancer's really brought him out of his shell, so much so that I had a friend visit the other day and Wyatt went straight up to talk to her. He was just straight in there wanting the pets. He still only wants petting when he wants petting, but he's doing so much better than he was doing. He's running around with his head held high and his tail high, and he's causing trouble with his big brother back there. A funny story that we found very funny. I had a plastic glass with a little rose in it, and first night Wyatt was here, it had been on the windowsill for about a week. First night Wyatt was here, I hear a bit of commotion going on outside, and I open my door, and there's Chancer with the glass on his nose. Now, it's a real case of Wyatt is the brains of the family and Chancer is the brawn, because Chancer would not have done that on his own. So Wyatt's loving life. He loves running around the garden, chasing the birds, even though they know they'll never catch them. And I want to thank you all, but I can guarantee you, if you came to visit now, and you're more than welcome to, he's a completely different dog. I don't think you'd recognise him.
Hello, I'm Brian, and
I'm Aoife.
And this is Camelot, also known as Cammy.
Cammy, yeah.
Yeah, and we got him last Christmas, or just before Christmas last year. So that he was in Dogs Trust for about 6 years, for nearly his whole life. And he came a wee bit of medical history, alright, but that's no big problem. So it's not. He loves walks, and loves being stretched out in front of the fire.
And as you see, likes being up on the sofa and pushing us off. But he was on supposed to be on the Apoquil, and he was on a lot of medication when we got him, and then over time we were working with our local vet, and we've got him off it, and he's just on a skin and coat kind of supplement, I suppose. But now he's grand. He's a completely different dog, and he's very energetic.
Oh, yeah.
Loves getting out really. But he's a great dog, and a lot of people always kind of think he's a bit, they see him in his breed that he's a pit bull, but he's honestly the loveliest dog that you could ever meet. He's a bit of a sap, to be honest, and he's kind of we've got 2 cats as well, and he's terrified of the 2 cats. So, but yeah. But no, he's great. It's great having him around the house. It's great when you come home that. He's always so excited when he sees you, and he's so energetic. He loves getting out for his walks, and he already knows where he's going for his walks, and he kind of takes you with him rather than us taking him for a walk. So, but yeah, no, he's great. But all the people, even from Dogs Trust, were great when we were getting him, introducing us to him and getting used to him really over time.
There's a long-term resident that took a while to get him out, but I think he came along. He surprised even yourselves in Dogs Trust with how well he came along.
So yeah,
we might even see a difference in him now. Is that right?
I'm actually surprised at who Cam is actually sitting here, really, to be honest, because usually he's all over the shop. Isn't that right? Yeah, isn't that right? Yeah, so this is Cammy.